Hello guys, and welcome to Matt's Beamer. Today's video is about the 5 things I dislike about my BMW F20 116i with the N13 engine. The year of the car is 2012 and it's a Russian spec car, so it doesn't have all the features that the ones back home in England did, unfortunately. For example, iDrive. But I won't dwell upon that, as I can't criticise the car for not having certain items on it if it wasn't opted. And some of these cars can be spec'd up so much that, they're like a rocket ship. Anyway, the first thing that frustrates me and I dislike about this car is there is no water coolant temperature gauge. I've had so many BMs in the past, I think about 10 or 11, like E36s, E30s, E38s, and my E46, and my dad's always had cars like the E31 8 Series, the M5, E39, the E32 Alpina B12, all some very tasty motors from back in the day, and they all had the water temperature gauge for the coolant. It's very important in my opinion, and when you're driving along, it's nice to see that that needle is pointing straight up towards the sky. If it points slightly to 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock, like that or that, it means there's something wrong with your thermostat or your cooling system. So it was quite a quick, nice... So basically, it was a quick way of seeing if there was something wrong. But now you have to rely on the electronics, which means you have to wait for a ping or a bong or the BMW chime, basically. And in my opinion, if it's not quick enough to react, your cooling system may already be on its way out, which is frustrating. But there was a video I made maybe last year, I think. It's got about 150,000 views, I think, which is basically called the secret menu for the F20. It's on all BMWs, even since the older ones, and it basically tells you all about the car. It even tells you the oil temperature, the water temperature, the voltage of the battery. So many things that you would not think about, this car will tell you, providing you go into that special feature. I'll leave the link down below. The second thing I dislike about this car is basically the glove box. It doesn't seem to fit in with the quality of the rest of the car. It feels a bit cheaper. Most of the materials in the car feel solid and basically high quality, but the glove box just feels a bit more cheaper. But then again, maybe some of the 1 Series have leather coated ones. I have no idea. I'm only going by my own car. The third thing that frustrates me about this car is when you start the car up, when it's cold, it makes this horrible rattling noise, which lasts, I think, for about 30 seconds. I can't remember. I've got used to it now. But that sound is down to the wastegate rattling away. I shall make a video dedicated to the wastegate issue, as it deserves its own video to clear things up. The fourth thing I dislike about this car, which is one that I don't actually ever use, is the auxiliary port. When I plug my iPhone in and want to listen to some music off my iPhone, the sound quality is not as high as you would expect, and it's a lot lower quality than the rest of the, like the CD player and the radio. Maybe it needs setting up properly. I shall look into it. The fifth thing I dislike about this car is when it comes to changing headlights and light bulbs. In the olden days, you used to just pop the bonnet open, pull off a clip at the back of the headlight or whatever bulb you're changing, swap it over and plug it back in. But nowadays you have to go on the floor, undo the wheel arch lining to get into the back of them. It's just frustrating and adds a few more minutes onto the time. And if you're in your dress, not me, if you're in the dress or if you're in a suit, you don't really want to climb on the floor to change your bulb over because you get dirty. But then again, it could be worse. It could be a Renault. Those things are a pain in the, where. I had to change a bulb once on my friend's Megane, and apparently you have to take the bumper off to change the bulb, but somehow I managed to dislocate my wrist to try and change the bulb, and it worked. Luckily my wrist was okay. I should do a bonus thing that I don't really like about this car, and it's with all modern cars, not just this car, and it frustrates me. It's the start-stop. So every time I get in the car, I have to deactivate it. It's quite frustrating, especially in Moscow, especially when the people behind you are impatient. They even beep you when the lights are still on red, because they know that in a split second it's going to change. But anyway, if you like this video, please do a thumbs up. If you don't like it, do a thumbs down. Please let me know why you don't like the video, so I can improve my videos. Today I've recorded this video on my iPhone 7 Plus. It seems to be better quality than my camcorder, my Canon camcorder. But obviously it's not as good as my DSLR. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, my big Canon camera. If there is anything you would like to know about the F20, please leave a message down below. And also, if you disagree with all the things I dislike about this car, please tell me why you disagree, and tell me what you don't like about this car and what frustrates you about it. I understand that there are loads of F20 fans who will probably shout at the screen saying, "Matthew, you are," I don't know, whatever you want to call me, saying you're wrong, but it's just my opinion. I love the car. I plan to keep it a while. It's perfect for Moscow, as Moscow traffic is awful. You got to fit through tiny little gaps because people park stupid. It's very frustrating. So this car makes it a lot easier for me in Moscow. If I was driving my old 7 Series about, I wouldn't be able to get anywhere. But then again, in the 7 Series, they tend to respect you more and move out your way quicker. So it's give or take both ways. Anyway, take care and have a good weekend.